Hi everybody. In the previous video, we start talking about the grouping and organizing dimensions in Tableau. We already learned more about the hierarchy and groups. In this video, I will teach you what is the cluster groups and sets, what are the concepts behind these topics, how you can use them in Tableau, and what is the best practice for each of them. I prefer to start with sets because I need your full concentration to concentrate in this special topic. Generally, set is to include some data points in a set. Tableau will consider any data point inside the set as in. Any data point outside the set, Tableau will consider it as out. Actually, sets have two main types, fixed and dynamic. The fixed set is manual, where you can manually choose your data points. For example, you need to choose some of the customers manually to study their sales behavior, or to choose certain products to know their performance in sales, for example. So you will choose by yourself manually. While dynamic sets are sets that of data points that will be chosen by Tableau depending on a criteria. This criteria can be a condition or rank. We have another type, which is combined. Combined set is a set that is a result of combining two other sets. Combined sets use the same strategy of joins. They are not real joins, but their strategy of collecting data is based on the strategy of joins. The combined data sets have four types. Which data will be included in the combined set depends on which type of combined set you are using. Full means take any data point, but it should be included in any of the two sets. The inner combined set will take the intercept of the data, which means the new combined set will include the data point that exist in both sets together. Left, it means take all the data point in set A, but exclude the data point that exist in both sets. The right combined set is the same as left, but the main set is the right set, which is set B. In this case, it will take all the data points included into set B in the set on the right hand, except those that are shared between set A and set B. To understand this idea, I prepared an example for you. I have data from A to G. Consider that you have these points in set 1 and these points in set 2. If you combine set 1 and set 2, the full will include any data point that exists in either sets, set 1 or set 2. For example, data A is included in one of them, so it will be taken here. It will be taken here. C is not included in any, so it will be out of the set. This will be in the set, this will be in the set, and this will be in the set. So at least the data point should be included in one of the two sets. For inner, it will take the data points that are in both sets. For example, A will not be in because it is in only one of the data sets. B will be in this inner set, this inner combined set. G out, and nothing else. We have only B in this inner because it is shared between the two sets. For the left, it will take all data points that are in set 1, but shouldn't be in set 2 as well. For example, this is in set 1, but it is also in set 2, so it will be out. this in set 1 but not in set 2, so this will be in. G also in set 1 but not in set 2 will be also in the left combined join. Right is the same, but for set 2, it will take any data point that in set 2 except that data point that is shared between set A and set B. A in set 2 only, so it will be in. B in both, so it will be out. Here D isn't there in set 2. E in set 2, so it will be in. And that's all. So now we need to move to Tableau to see how we can create sets. Here in Tableau, we are using the sales data sample. I dragged the sales data sample sheet and I created a relationship between all the customers and the sales data sample sheet. I choose all the customers sheet because it contains limited data. It has around 11 or 12 customers and I need some limited data to explain something. And also I created a relationship between the product line sheet and the sale dataset. If you need to learn how to create the relationship and what is the relationship and joins, you can return to the video of joins and relationship in the same playlist. I will go to sheet 1. I need to add the customer name from the old data set and to show the sales for each customer. I don't need this null value, so I will click on it and then exclude. I need only the data with customer names. Now I need to create a data set of customer name. Right click on the customer name here, create set. Here you can add a name for this set and it has 3 tabs. The first tab, general, that allow you to choose manually the customers that you need to include in your set, which means choosing from here means fixed data set. The other 2 tabs are used for creating a dynamic data set. I would start with the general, the fixed data set, and I will edit the name to be more descriptive. And now I will choose some of these customers. If you need to exclude certain customers, you can take the customer and activate exclude. I mean, this customer will be excluded and the other customers will be included in the set. Then, okay. Here I have the data set that I just created and it had this icon, which is similar to the join icon. I would need you to see how Tableau will treat this data. I will put it here. Now you can see the customers that I have chosen have in and the others are out. I will create another data set for the customer, right click, and then create set. I want to apply a dynamic condition data set. I will change the name. And this condition is like the if condition. I will choose by field. The field that contains the condition is the sum of sales. I need to add the customers with sales over 100,000 into this data set. So I will choose from here greater than, and here I will write the value 100,000 and then okay. To see the result of this data set, I will also drag it over here. If you compare the data, you will find any customer with sales over 100,000 will have in value. Let's see how we can create set with rank. Customer name, create set top. This to choose the customers by rank. And in here, I can choose the top values or the bottom values. For example, I need to see the top 3 customers or the bottom 4 customers. I will add a descriptive name, and by field, here you can choose between top and bottom, and here you can choose the number of data points. I will choose 3, and then okay. Here the ranked set, I will drag it over here. And here you will find only in value for customers with the 3 highest sales. Now I need to create a combined set. To create a combined set, you need to right click on any set here and then create combined set. It does make sense to add descriptive names, but I will leave it as set 1. And here I need to combine the condition and the ranked set, these 2 sets. And here we have the 4 types of the combined set. All means full, and you can see the icon is like the join icon. It is not a real join, but it thinks like a join. It uses a strategy of join in thinking, in just logical application. All members in both sets. I will choose this, and then okay. This is set 1. I need to include it here to see what will happen. This is full, which means it will include any member that exists in any of the 2 sets. The first member is in because it's already included in the first 2 sets. This is out. If you have something is in one set and out in the other set, it will be also included. This is the full. I want to change this set into another type, this combined set. To edit the set, this is the combined set. I will click here, and then I will choose edit set. I will keep the same setting except the type of the combined into shared member. Shared members will include only members that are in the 2 sets, in both sets. Any member that is included in the 2 sets will be in this set. If the member exists in only one set and not in the other, it will be out of the set. This is like AND, applying conditions with AND. If you have 2 conditions with AND, the 2 conditions should be applied, should be true. But full means or, which means it is enough to have only one condition as true. I would edit it again. I will edit set 1 to customer name condition, the first set, the left set, except shared member. This is the left combined set. Okay, let's see what will happen here. The left set, the left combined set, will take any member that is included in the left set and at the same time not included in the right set. For example, this member, this customer, is in the left set. But at the same time, it is in the second set, so it won't be included in the new combined set. This member is in set 1 only, so it will be in. Any member that is inside the first set and outside the other set will be inside the new combined set in case of left. Let's edit it again to the last combined set type, customer rank, which is the right set, except shared member, the same as the previous, but it will include data points depending on the second set. So the data point should be inside the second data set, the right data set, but outside the left data set. So this is in here, but in here also. So it will be out our combined set. We couldn't find anything else that is in here and not in here. That's why no members are recorded here. This is how to create data set. As you saw from a while, we can edit dataset from by clicking on the set from here, the drop-down menu, and choose Edit Dataset, or we can right-click the set and choose Edit Set. You can also rename your dataset by right-click and rename. You can delete the dataset as well from here. I want to get rid of all the datasets except the ranked one. So I will select them, right-click and delete. Confirm the delete. And now we have only one data set. I want to create a visualization using two variables, the sales and the quantity ordered. And I want the customer rank set as detail. Now you can see the total sales of the customers inside the set, the ranked set, is this value. And all the other customers have sum of sales in these values. I will remove this and I will add the customer name. I don't need any filter. Okay, the data is condensed here, so I can select the data and click keep only. So Tableau can expand them. I will remove the labels so I can see them. And then I will take my set, the rank set, and drag it to the color to have the customers inside the rank set with a color and the customers outside the rank set with another color, so I can compare between them. We can edit the colors from here, edit colors. For example, the in, I can change it into green, and the out, I can change it into red. And then okay. Now I can see clearly where are the top customers, the top 3 customers, and the remaining customers. You can also use shape. You can drag and drop this set into the shapes. So you can have different shapes for every group of data. The set has circle and outside it has the square shape. If you want to keep only the in set, you can simply select the data point and keep only. And that's how you can use sets in analyzing your data and visualizing your data. I want to remove everything from here. I would keep only the variables, and I will drag the product code here. This is a representation of the amount of sales and the quantity ordered for every product. We can divide these data points into clusters, but the clusters will be built by the Tableau. Tableau will study the data and the algorithms of the data and will divide the data into clusters. But how can I create a cluster? I need to create a cluster on the product code. If I right-click the product code, I won't find a cluster. To create a cluster, you will find it in the Analytics tab. You have here Data and the Analytics tab. So go to Analytics, you will see a cluster here. Drag it, and you can see now on the sheet, create cluster, just to drop your cluster here. Tableau automatically understands that your variables are those variables because you used them to build your visualization. And for number of clusters, automatic means you will leave Tableau to choose how many clusters are best for your data. This automatic divides the data into 3 clusters. It is applied directly, and every cluster has a color. But what if you need to decide how many clusters you need? You can simply write your number of clusters here. If you need less or more, for example, I need only 2 clusters, 4 clusters, 5 clusters, you can write the number of clusters here, and now Tableau divide your data into 2 clusters. Close this prompt, and now you have a different color for each cluster. If you go to data, you will not see any field for the cluster is formed as we saw before in the set, group, and hierarchy. But if you need to have some work with the cluster as a field, you can simply drag it from here and drag it over the data. And here is your cluster. This is the icon of the cluster. You can change its name or keep the same name. If you want to edit the cluster, you can right-click on the cluster and choose Edit Clusters. And here you can change the number of clusters. For example, I need 4 clusters. Now I have 4 clusters, each with a different color. You can see here data points are overlapped. We can expand these data points by selecting them, then keep only. They will be expanded. Also, if you need to show each cluster with a different shape, you can drag the cluster field from here to the shapes, click on shapes, and you can choose the shape of each cluster. Okay. If you want to show one of the clusters, you can just click on any of them and you can keep it only. Edit filter. Now you can choose them all again, or you can compare 2 clusters or more. And then, okay, now I can see the clusters again. Right-click on the cluster and describe the cluster will give you more information about the clusters. For example, the variables and the level of detail, which is the product clusters and the product code that used as detail in the visualization. Here we have number of clusters are 4, and this is the total number of data points. Also, if you go down, you can see information about each of the clusters. For example, cluster 1 has 33 items, and their sum of quantity ordered is this value, and their sum of sales is this value. While cluster 4 has 18 items, and this is the value, this is the amount of quantity ordered, and this is the amount of sum of sales. You can right-click and remove the clusters. Now you have a good idea about how to group and organize your data, so you can get deeper insights in your data. You can make comparisons and filter your data. Let's sum up what we have in the previous video and this video. Here, every type of grouping and different features. For example, the purpose of hierarchy is to organize field into drill down structure, like what we did in the previous video when we create a hierarchy of the country, and under the country we have a state, under the state we have a city, and inside the city we have regions in postal codes. While the group, to create a group, its main aim is to categorize or combine dimension members into categories. Like, for example, when we collected the EU countries into one category and we named it EU. And also we combined the UK and Ireland in a category. This is group. For the cluster, the purpose of the cluster is to automatically segment data into similar groups. For the set, we define subsets of data. either manual or dynamic. And the dynamic configuration of the set is rule-based, depending on a condition or a rank. Who creates each of them? For the hierarchy and the group, it's user-created or manual creation. In the hierarchy, we choose manually which will be in the level 1, level 2, and so on. Also in the group, we choose manually what will be inside this category or inside this group. In cluster, Tableau created it, so it's dynamic. Tableau used a k-means algorithm, a type of algorithm which is simple and creates centroids or centric points, and then relate the data for each centroid to compare or to divide them into groups. The set can be both, can be manually created or dynamic. Which is dynamic and which is static? The hierarchy and the group are static. The cluster is dynamic. The set can be fixed or dynamic depending on the type of set you created. Example for hierarchy, the region, country, and the state. For the group, if you have a smartphone and tablet, you can collect them in a category called mobile devices. Cluster, we can segment customers or products by sale or by profit. For the set, for example, the top 10 states by sales, the top 10 cities by sales, the top 10 locations by sales, or the bottom 2 locations by sales. Hierarchy is best for drill down analysis, which give deeper insights, deeper analysis, whether drill up or drill down, while group is useful and best for simplifying messy categories. If you have data which is messy, it's better to categorize data so you have the best practice to analyze this data. For the cluster, it is best for finding hidden patterns, while set, it is best for filtering and comparative analysis. You have a set and you need to compare it with the rest of the data. That's all for today.